Hello and good morning out there. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Hoops Talk. I am your host, Mike DuPont. Happy Sunday. Thanks to all of you out there tuning in, whether you may be watching via Instagram at Mike Dub, Facebook, Mike DuPont II, or on YouTube at Mike is Kinda Funny. I appreciate it if you want to click that subscribe button, like or share, or feel free to drop a comment throughout the post. Let's just jump right in. Last night, the Los Angeles Clippers, for those of you that might have put some money down, you are welcome. You're welcome. How about that? You're welcome. For those of you that might have put a few dollars down on the Clippers last night, if you tuned in and you thought to yourself, hey, I like money. I do. For those of you out there that might have put a few dollars down on the Clippers last night, the Clippers came up with a huge win over the Spurs in San Antonio. Now, if you're thinking I might follow that up today, just give you some quick information. Kawhi Leonard not expected to play when the Clippers play their second half of their back-to-back. They're taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight, I believe, in Oklahoma City. That game's going to be on NBA TV, followed by the Lakers versus the Nuggets. LeBron James also not expected to play in that Nuggets game. Just for anybody out there who may be thinking about, being opportunistic, taking advantage, maybe increasing their income out there. Lakers expected to be without LeBron James tonight. Clippers expected to be without Kawhi Leonard, but they will still have Paul George in a revenge game against the Thunder. So I'm not telling you that it's not a good idea maybe to fleece those pockets, but at the same time, just keep in mind it's not as much of a sure thing. They're playing the second night of a back-to-back without Kawhi Leonard. It could go either way. Mavericks taking on the Raptors today. It's an early tip. Luka Doncic no longer listed on the injury report for the Dallas Mavericks. For the Mavs fans out there, Luka Doncic no longer listed on the injury report with that ankle injury. He's not expected to play in that Raptors game, but it's just great news, I figured, for anyone out there, for basketball fans, for Mavericks fans, for anyone out there who may be a fan of the sport, to hear that another young blossoming talent is that much closer to returning to the court, to returning to game action. Got to be thrilled with the production that the Mavericks have been able to see on this Eastern Conference road swing without Luka Doncic. They were able to get a win in Milwaukee over the Bucks. We all want to harp on the Philadelphia win in Philadelphia, but nobody wants to what's going on. What about that Milwaukee win, huh? What about beating the Bucks in Milwaukee? Giannis did play. What about that win? I feel like that win deserves a little bit more recognition than it's getting. The Bucks did go in the same week, did go to Los Angeles and get a win over the Lakers. But nobody's talking about that Mavs win in Milwaukee. How about that? Let's show some love there. Other than that, they are expected to take on the Raptors today. Another game in that Eastern Conference road swing. The Mavericks have been doing great on the road this season. Again, they're playing without Luka Doncic, although you will likely see him on the bench. If you see him on the bench, know that it's not an error on your television. Your television is working just fine. Luka Doncic no longer listed on the injury report for the Mavericks, praise Jesus, but at the same time, he is not expected to play today when they take on the Raptors. So how do you Mavs fans feel out there knowing that Luka Doncic is that much closer to returning to game action? Do you think that the 4 or 5 games that he missed this week to a week and a half that he missed in the big picture of things, will it have any long-term effect on his MVP considerations? We haven't really seen any monstrous games from James Harden while he's been out. I say James Harden, I just mentioned another MVP candidate. You could also take Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis had a game out this week. LeBron James not playing today. Giannis Antetokounmpo, we just talked about it, they did lose a game to the Mavericks this week without Luka at home. So again, will that have any lasting impact? The week to a week and a half that Luka took to get right, will that have any lasting impact on his overall long-term MVP considerations? Yes or no? I think not. With it only missing maybe 5 or 6 games, potentially at the longest, maybe 7 or 8. I don't think that would be, especially in the middle of the season. The timing really is affecting my logic, at least. I don't think missing 2 to 10 games in December, of all things, before Christmas, before the All-Star break, really, of all things, I don't think missing 2 to 10 games in December is going to define the MVP, the most valuable player in the league this season, whoever it may be. 2 to 10 games in December is not going to come back, and in May or June, July, they're changing things up more and more this year. I believe that more and more as we move forward, I believe the MVP is announced after the finals. But getting back to things, I don't think that missing 2 to 10 games in December is going to have a lasting impact on the voters come April, May, and June. What do you think? Let me know out there. Feel free to like and subscribe at Mike is Kinda Funny. Thanks for tuning in. If you're on my Instagram television at Mic'd Up, or if you're watching via Facebook at Mike DuPont II, thanks for tuning in. However you tuned in, have a blessed day.